Hi everyone, and welcome to Amaguchi Academy. Based off you've gotten from the introduction, so straight away we will be hitting on module one of our training, and in this module we'll be starting with the introduction to Dynamics 365 CRM and Power Platform Center. So I'll be walking you through some of those things, right? So let's get that. So the basic of our module one, right, will be to run you through the Microsoft Business Application platforms. So as I said earlier on, we have for the Microsoft Business Application platforms, we have the suites of the Dynamics 365 CRM. And what is CRM? CRM is Customer Relationship Management, right? So the tool that Microsoft has for customer relationship management is the Dynamics, right? And 365. So we have the Dynamics 365, which covers all the customer related pack of suite of solution. Then we also have the Office 365, right, which covers your Outlook, your email, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and all the other fun stuff. Then we now have the Power Platform end. So the Power Platform end covers the flows, which we'll be looking at in details in our subsequent module. We have the flow, we have the Power Apps, we have Power BI. So these three makes up the Power Platform uh, interface and section of the business application. So we now have connectors that connects to this customer facing end to the data sources, right? And the core of them is the common data service, which is Dataverse, Microsoft Dataverse. So you also have connections to other data sources. So now we're moving to the next. So what will be our learning objective in the course of this module? So what this module will try to do for you is help you understand the Microsoft Business Application Platform, which we've started looking at from our earlier slide. And also the different, we'll be able to show you the difference between the Dynamics 365, the Power Platform, and the Dataverse, how all of them interwoven together speak and give customers a great experience and solution. We're also going to explore the first party apps in the CRM because this training is majorly for the Dynamics 365 CRM functional consultancy. So also we're going to understand the functional consultant role. So what are the things that will be expected of you in in the course of this training we are doing, right, to equip you? What are the things that will be expected from you, maybe in a real life project, as the case may be? So let's go to our next. So what's the Microsoft business application? So it's integrated services, right, which provide customers with purpose-built apps. So these apps are meant to assist customers, right, in and companies in their day-to-day activities. And we have a large chunk of these applications, right, ranging from fraud protection, the most popular ones we know, which are the sales, the marketing, the customer service, customer voice, field service, the customer insights. Then you have connected store guides, product visuals, down to your commerce, human resource. So it's a large, long list, right? And these are partitioned into different parts. But we're going to seeing those things in their packets. Then we also have how those applications flows, right? We have things that they connect to, like Power BI, which is your business intelligence tool. We have your Power Apps, which is where you have your apps that they'll be interacting with, which makes up most of all this. Then we have your Power Virtual Agent, which happens to be the Microsoft Copilot agent that we have currently now. And we have your Power Automate. This is to help to automate repeated tasks. So basically, the business application is Microsoft integrated tools, and you could actually get a hold of that, right, from your own end. And let me just open up uh, my M365 end. So this is the M365 end, right? So when you get to this point, where you see the whole list of suite of apps that are available for you. If you come under apps here, so you're going to see a whole list of all apps. Then you can just click on all apps, and it's going to list all the apps that your profile currently has, right? You can see I have access to customer voice, Dynamics 365 for operations. So different application, you'll be able to have a whole view of all those. Then you now have the business apps end, which is what we are actually focusing on. You can say I have contact center, or then there's a general demo environment. So that's how you get to have access to those applications. But for our own end, this basically is the business app we're dealing with. But trust me, Microsoft have a bunch of tools, right, that could help businesses. I told you earlier on, we were speaking about the Power Apps. Also, we're speaking about the Power Automate. So let me just head back to our slide. So now we'll go next. So how do they connect to each other, right? That's one of the questions that you as new to the functional consultancy role in Dynamics might want to know. So how do they speak to each other? So the purpose is on the row, right? And so for Dynamics 365, we have the business apps, right? The CRM, which customer engagement. Then we have the ERP, the enterprise relation planning tool. So all this, right, that's what the purpose of the Dynamics is. Then for the Power Platform, it's a place where you want to now help businesses that this CRM doesn't really cover their use case. Some might just have a pocket of use cases here and there. You want to give them low code so they're able to build up flows, right? To be able to build up quick apps that could help them solve their business use cases, that they don't necessarily need the robust CRM system. So that's where Power Apps come in. And yeah, well, that's a Power Platform coming, where you could build apps, run flows, have dashboard and all that. So that's the purpose for Power Platform. Then for Dataverse, the purpose of Dataverse is to store data. So this is your repository where every information that has been captured or done, every single thing that is done in Dataverse, it sits on the CRM system, or you're writing back where all those informations are stored is on the Dataverse. So Dataverse is like your storage house, your repository. So what are the examples of each of all these scenarios? So for examples, now for Dynamics 365, we have sales, we have customer service, we also have marketing, and as the case may be. So for Power Platform, what are some of the examples of things that makes up the Power Platform? We have the Power Apps, right? We have the Power Automate, where you automate tasks. Then for Dataverse, some of the examples you see of things are data tables, right? Which are the tables that, as we go on in our training, you're going to see more of that. Which are the tables that you created to hold records that you are capturing or that you're going to be using. Then you now have records that are in those tables. So these are now items like rows and all that have been added to those tables. Then for the user, right, we have end users and admin for Dynamics 365. While for Power Platform, you have the developers and business users. So these are people that want to build things that needs to be done, used by other or colleagues within the organizations, or for other solutions to consume on. So that's basically the main category of users for the Power Platform. While for Dataverse is all app connects here. So every single app, be it from Power Platform, be it from Dynamics 365, all of them speaks to Dataverse. So that's basically how all this connects to each other. You're going to be seeing a whole lot of them, trust me, because this should basically be what the consultants will revolve around. You'll be revolving around from the CRM end down to your Power Platform to build flows at some point in time. So they interwoven, meaning as a consultant, you need to know all of them, right? Such that as customers bring their use cases, their problems to you, and you want to solve those problems with the CRM solution, because the way I usually tell people that the CRM platform comes from Microsoft, it comes like a baking pan, right? And you still have options of tweaking the baking pans to bake what the customer wants. So Microsoft are giving like a blueprint of how everything should run, right? You are to do some tweaks here and there to customize it to suit what the customer wants. And you need all of this, right, to be able to get that to what the customer truly wants. So let's move to the next. So the first party apps, how do they look like, right? We have the sales. So the sales app out of the box, it helps you to manage leads, opportunities, and also your pipeline. So we're looking at this when we treat the sales module. Then we have the customer service app, which is one of the robust applications that we have on the CRM system. It helps you handle support, so your ticketing system, your customer satisfaction, how customers are interacted with, their feedback of how they perceive your company, all that are captured under the customer service. Then we now have the marketing, where your marketing team could run campaigns, they could pass customer through journeys and all that. When we have the field service, where people out of the that go out of the field, right, they'll be able to use the application to carry out, manage on-site operations, so delivery persons and all that. All those are captured here. Then we also have another beautiful one, which is the omni-channel and slash contact center. It's one of the new robust tool from Microsoft, right? And trust me, it's really beautiful. So let me just spin up the environment to just show you this also from an environment standpoint. So let's say I open this up just the same, right? And if you've already spinned up your environment, you could always see them on your Power Platform Admin Center. So you can just go to aka.ms/ppac. When you click on enter, it's going to bring you all the environment you have. So let me just sign in on this. So I'll be signing. So I'm signed in. I just go to my environment, and I could just quickly pick any of the environment here to just give us a glimpse of what it looks like. So let me just sign in here. Okay, I'm trying to put this. So when I go to this demo site, and it's going to pop up all the application here because I'm signing as an admin. So you have a quick glimpse. So be it the trial, you spinned up the trial environment. It's also going to give you a full-fledged access to all the solutions, which you could try out for a 30-day period. So this is how it looks like, right? So when I click on this, I'm going to see all the applications sitting here, ranging from the sales, the customer service hub. So we can see all of them here. We have the field service, we have the customer service hub, and a whole lot of those application marketing, omni-channel that we just talk about. So this is basically how the apps looks like. And there are also some already custom apps that have been added here. Like this checker is a custom app, and CC demo, AB. So basically, when you create your own custom apps, so you could add them here. So now let's proceed back to our presentation. So this is basically just an overview into what we have for the Dynamics application to try and introduce you to it. So now, what does a functional consultant do? So basically, you as a functional consultant, you will be stationed with gathering business requirements. So what we mean by business requirements is how does the customer want to use Dynamics CRM, right? Customer engagement in this case. For instance, now let's say you have they want to implement the customer service module. So you need to gather information based on how well you know the system, right? You now begin to tailor their needs and to where it's what will solve their use cases in CRM. So you go on calls with them to gather their requirements. So let's say for customer service now, right? Okay, how many teams do they have? How does their case? How do they route those cases? How do they collect their data? So all those stuffs, right? It's going to be on the functional consultant to also spin up those information. You'll be doing this in conjunction with the BA, which is the business analyst, and also the architect, right? Because the architect will also be the one overseeing the design of the solution. So you will also be in the business requirements gathering phase. While that is necessary is because so that they don't provide you information that will not necessarily meet when you want to start the configuration. So when you want to make configurations, it's those information they've provided during the requirement gathering phase that you're going to be using. So you need to also be in that phase to ensure that the right information are captured for you. So you also, as a consultant, you're going to be configuring the Dynamics 365 application, which is a low or no code, right? So configuring what has been gathered from the business requirements is going to be on you, right? Trying to gather those configurations and implement them on the CRM system. So you're going to be creating model-driven apps, right? Creating power automate processes and design solutions. So in conjunction with the architect, you're going to be finalizing the design solutions. And after that is done, when you are implementing, in the course of your implementation, right, you're going to be stumbling on creating or updating some of the model-driven apps. You get to know what model-driven apps are more when we go into the second module, where we'll be explaining all that. Then also power automate. So there are some processes that the customer already have that needs to be automated, and you'll be stationed with that responsibility. Then also you need to train users and support project delivery. So when the end users are to be trained, you also need to step in to train. Maybe if in the project you're currently running, you guys have like a trainer, you need to train the trainer so that they can go and train those end users. Or in some cases, you step in yourself because you are the one that have implemented the solution, right? And you have a full grasp knowledge of what you've implemented, and you need to pass that knowledge across, because in project delivery, most times, how well you train those users that are going to use your system determines to a greater extent the usability of that solution. So that's basically what we have at the moment. We'll see you in our next module. So thank you very much for staying through, and see you in module 2.